Okay, y'all, I really figured out why a man should love you more than you love him. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. I am a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, and reposting videos on your page so that our community can grow. All right, I'm linking back to my own comment because, y'all, I have been all over the place, right? In that video that I posted back in, whenever I posted it, I said I wanted to figure out if we were trauma bonding or if we were really in love. And ever since I said that, it just like, hell yeah, we're trauma bonding. And I'm teaching you exactly why you need to reform any ideal that you may have that a man is supposed to be running the household. It's a lie, and that's why all of these households are being ran to the ground. Now, there's a difference between you have a line with a man that you trust enough to allow to lead you, but the man also needs to align with the woman that he trusts enough to lead him. It's secular. So now we are rooting back to why a man should love you more. Because at the base of all these relationships is trust. And if I can't trust you, you're definitely not leading me anywhere. Men have led women through suppression and abuse. So this is what came to me recently. First, let's start biblical. Eve came from Adam's rib. If Adam was enough, he would have stopped at Adam. We say man shouldn't be lonely. Man needs a partner. Man needs friendship. Man needs companionship. Man needs someone to build with. So how in the world has anyone who has read the Bible interpreted as a man needs someone to put under their thumb? Eve was created specifically to be a helpmate and a partner to Adam. Partner means equality, not subordinate. Second thing that came to me is I learned how to love myself by the way that my husband loved me. A man can only love fully if he feels this woman is worthy of his fullness. Fullness comes from trust. When I first contemplated this, I felt that my husband provided a loving environment enough that I could come into a space where I can start contemplating love myself. But recently I received a man's love of you is the reflection back to you. Now I need you guys to sit on that one. How you love your woman is how she loves herself, because you are the reflection of her, because you are her atom. So what that means, if you are with someone and you are finding that you cannot partner with them and you cannot work with them, there's a couple of things that I could think of that are happening right there. The first thing is, as within, so without. You can only give what you have the capacity to give. If you reflect back on what love was demonstrated for you as a child, was that truly love? For me, it was not. It was trauma. It was abuse. All those things are things that you do to someone you don't love, but those things happened from people who said they loved me. So I identified those things as love. Then I turned around and entered into relationships and I duplicated those things because I love. No, that's not love. The second thing that could be happening is you are not with your Adam, and Adam, that is not your Eve. We can either learn from hard experiences or we can learn from easy experiences, but experience is experience, and we need to be learning from all of them. We can learn how to be in a relationship and how to love because we were not loved, or we can learn how to be in relationships and how to love because we are in loving, healthy relationships. It's whatever we choose to attract into ourselves. We're afraid to set standards in relationships because we don't want to run him off. Run that motherfucker off. If they are not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, and you know how you deserve to be treated because you have now explored what love truly is and what it looks like. And please know, the first loving and healthy relationship you need to be in is with yourself. So if you've gone through your entire childhood repressed by your parents because they don't believe that you deserve adult rights until you're adult, you have not had the opportunity to truly develop self-love and know what it is to be in love and relationship with yourself. So you are putting yourself and you're putting your child in danger of going into the world and entering into the first thing that presents itself just because they want to experience what that loving relationship and love feels like. And so they're going to go into something and it's going to look a lot like their home environment because you demonstrated love first. So going back to your husband, reflecting love back to you. The reason why I say that is because you're only allowing yourself to be in a relationship at the capacity or the level that you feel that you deserve. You have attracted into yourself the spouse that you feel you deserve. And you can't sit here and say you didn't, because every human being that you did not want to come into your space, I'm sure you did not allow them. But the person that you're with, whether you like them or not, you allowed that individual to come into your space. And now they are reflecting back to you the level of love they feel you deserve. If the person who is reflecting love back to you is not at the level you feel you deserve, then that should be the reflection back to you to let you know that you still have some work to do. Your spouse is your mirror. If they're not leaving you fulfilled, it's because you are unfulfilled. You chose them. Does that make sense? Unless you're in a situation where someone is so great at masking that you don't know who they are until it's too late, which is possible, but let's keep it G. A lot of us ignore the red flags because we want it so bad. People are so eager to have a relationship experience, they will enter into a bad relationship. I've done something like that. I have a whole baby based off of a 3-week relationship because I didn't know my worth and my value until I was 36 and I came across a man who said, "Let me love you." And I ran across a man who loved me more than I loved myself. So if you find yourself in a relationship where you feel that you are receiving the love that you don't deserve, let's be honest, you are receiving exactly the love you feel you deserve, because you would not be in this space if you weren't. Women control these relationships. You called into your life. You allowed into your life. You vibrated at the frequency that attracted these individuals into your life. You set these standards for yourself, whether you want to admit it or not. But the sooner you admit that to yourself, the sooner you can regain control of your life and truly dictate the outcome. All right, now to the healing. Women, feminine energy. You are in control. We need to discontinue moving solely in our masculine energy, expressing feminine energy traits through masculine energy. No, we want to express feminine energy through feminine energy. So we want to make sure that we are loving from a nurturing space. We are speaking from a nurturing space. We are thinking from a nurturing space. We are connected to our higher selves. We are no longer seeking advice from here, and we are seeking advice from here. And once we start getting this control, then we start controlling our outside environment, and we start calling into us that which we truly deserve. Or if you're sitting here saying, "I don't deserve this," then why did you call it into you? And when we need to understand that we are gods. I'm not saying we are the one true God. Why are we gods? Well, what did God do? God gave life. What do women do? Whether it's active or not, what do you have the capacity to do? You have the capacity to give life. If all the women in the world decided to never have children, the human race would die out. That's how powerful you are. So when a man tries to put you underfoot, he does not understand how important and vital to his survival you are. And you have to decide, is this what I deserve? Do the work. So once you've done the work, you are now attracting into you the type of men that you deserve. So every date you go on is a classroom just so you could gain the skills to be a wife. When they say our man problem is rooted with the mothers, it is. Let's not get offended. We heal our men first by paying attention to how we raise our boys. We raise our boys with the capacity as within, so without. So if we don't have it within, we're not even reproducing children until we do have it within, so that we can now put it without. And then once men are already established, they know that they are not whores and they are not breeders. So they stop going through life living like whores and living like breeders. Men begin to realize their worth because women only mess with men that they feel are worthy. At that point, men will begin to rise to our standards instead of us continuously dropping to theirs. And the only way that a man is going to rise to your standards is if he loves you more than you love him. Seek women who inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Stop settling for a sexy body. Stop settling for whatever superficial thing. Stop settling for, oh, this person, this relationship's gonna give me a bunch of likes. If we can just be single long enough to love ourselves enough to attract in what we truly deserve. And if you really want to be progressive, start with your children. And if the way that you speak to your children isn't the way that they deserve to be spoken to, there's some work that needs to be done. Because guess what? If you are speaking this way to your children, when your children become adults, they're going to speak that way to their spouses. Is that what you want to demonstrate for your kids? Do you want to set your children up for the next generation of broken relationships? And train up a child in the way that they should go so that when they're adults, they don't have to depart from that. That means love your kids truly, raise them fully. That way when they graduate into adulthood, they don't have to then figure out who they are because you trained a child in the way that they should go. They're not entering into all of these terrible relationships. They're not speaking to each other crazy and calling that love because you never demonstrated it. Start with your kids, and if you can't, it's because you don't have it yet. Love yourself enough to do the work, men. Love yourself enough to do the work, ladies. Love yourself to deny what has always been and to know that there's a better way to do things. Talking to each other crazy, treating each other crazy, hitting on each other, that's not love. I don't care what was demonstrated for you. 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. That's love. Take that verse and apply it to your relationship.